Hello everybody. In this video, we're going to be considering the Living as Christian section for the week of May 5th to 11th, 2025. So friends, we welcome you. Thank you for joining us, and now let's jump right in. This is the part 8, facing economic uncertainty with Jehovah's help. And are you worried about finding a job, losing your job, or not being able to make ends meet now or when you're older? That's completely normal and understandable. This world's economic system is fragile. However, Jehovah assures us that if we put Him first, He'll always care for our needs, even if we experience a drastic change in our economic situations. Matthew 6:31-33, we read this divine promise, and it's Jesus who's letting us know this promise. Never be anxious and say, "What are we to eat? What are we to drink? What are we to wear?" For all these are the things the nations are eagerly pursuing. Your heavenly Father knows that you need all these things. Keep on then seeking first the kingdom and His righteousness, and all these other things will be added to you. So, no matter what's going on around us, Jehovah and Jesus, they'll keep their word no matter what. That's the fact, and we trust in this promise. So, there is a video and the question, what do you learn from Brother Alvarado's experience? So, we learn that pressures can arise at work unexpectedly. In his case, 20 years later. Another thing we learn, decades of work can vanish in a moment, like nothing happened. Another comment, we must be clear or defined about our position, about where we stand spiritually. And this was very important to the brother. He knows about his neutrality. The brother said his conscience wouldn't allow him to fail Jehovah while still attending meetings. He said he compared it to committing adultery and staying silent, and at the same time attending meetings and being in the congregation, like living two lives. Another thing we learn is important to seek Jehovah's help to avoid being tested beyond what we can endure. Another thing we learn is the importance of being industrious and proactive in managing challenges. In other words, being ready to work, to do any other work, and that's the key. Let's read now 1 Timothy 5:8. We read, "Certainly if anyone doesn't provide for those who are his own, and especially for those who are members of his household, he has disowned the faith and is worse than a person without faith." So, how does this verse strengthen your faith that Jehovah will always care for the needs of His family or worshippers? Jehovah never fails us. It would be an injustice from Him to abandon His faithful servants who do their best, who do their part. And now, according to this and to other verses, we understand He'll make His promise, His part. We do our part, now He'll do His part. And that's how it works. So we trust Jehovah. And there are some Bible principles that can help us to cope with economic uncertainty. Keep your life simple. Reduce unnecessary debt and expenses. Make decisions about work and education that allow you to put spiritual things first. Be humble and adaptable. If you find yourself unemployed, be open to other types of work, even humble jobs that could help you to provide for the needs of your family. And something positive from the video is how his daughters, his wife, they were working together as a team, and that's the key. Be willing to share what you have with others, even if you don't have much. Hebrews 13:16. So Jehovah loves this kind of sacrifices when we share with others what we have. Okay friends, that's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful day. Be safe and see you next time.